Hello, everybody, and welcome to True Crime Time for Tuesday, July the 1st, 2025. And I'm Woody Overton.
You know what that means?
It's your birthday month.
Yes.
Yes, and our son's birthday month.
Well, yes.
And our live at Southeastern Louisiana, my live at Southeastern
live.
Louisiana University, July the 19th. Y'all hurry up and get your tickets.
Yes.
It's going to be fire. Lifers coming in from everywhere. People are getting excited now. And it always happens at the last minute. There's always a rush on tickets, and so they're going to accommodate us. Get your tickets.
Yes,
it's going to be a hell of a show. And lifers, if you haven't made a live show before, then you're going to find out, especially if you're coming in from out of town, how we all congregate together and hang out together, and it's like a family. It's like the family you want to hang out with.
Yes, exactly. And they do fun things together. Like,
oh yeah, they do all kinds of shit.
Like they go to escape rooms, and they go day drinking.
They do whatever, and they like on the day of the show, I always say to myself, right? And y'all go out and do whatever, and then the lifers. Now Friday night we're gonna drink some, and of course I'll be bartending at Walk-On's Bistro in Hammond, Louisiana for a couple hours, and all the tips that you give me for making your drinks will be donated to LOPA, Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency. Y'all know it's my jam. Thank you, Walk-On's, for sponsoring us. And then when if you show up, they're going to give you like a free appetizer or something like that, a certificate for your next visit or what have you. Plus, it's just a good time. And they make excellent food, and they make excellent drinks, and the beer is mighty cold. And so come see us at Walk-On's on Friday night. Don't forget, if you're coming in from out of town, we have the Home to Suites at Hilton. You reserve your room under Real Life, Real Crime, and you get the discount that Cindy got y'all. So it's going to be huge, and it's going to be a huge month.
And I have neglected to thank Tangipahoa Tourism for their assistance in, I don't even know what all they've done for us yet, because we're going to talk this week to see what they have worked with local restaurants and local places to go to.
Hammond has some fantastic food. That's where I started policing. I live there. And it's always been a foodie town.
Yes.
Great place. Kind of small town, big city, mixed in between. Really cool. I know everybody in the police department there. I know everybody in the sheriff's office there. And, of course, I started the University PD at Southeastern. So I'll be taking the stage at my alma mater.
Oh
all right, let's get down to some true crime time. What do you have today?
I have a
happy 4th of July week, y'all. This is a big week for me. And I mean, it's a big holiday. I always love it.
So you've been doing, you did your first TikTok live.
Yes, I did.
And we
totally winged it. Didn't look up anything or whatever, but the fans.
It was a success, I would say.
It was very much a success, yeah. And it was pretty cool.
And we are, mostly you, we're learning the rules of TikTok, right?
Yep.
And you're learning that TikTok people don't have a filter, and they're...
There's no different than some people in podcasts are assholes. Some people on TikTok are assholes. And, I just had to go revert back to my podcast self. I just block and delete.
Yeah.
And now I just block and delete.
Right.
I mean, you question me, then on somebody else's page, question my integrity and just being a fucking dickhead. Probably part of the people who fucking murdered Bradley.
Probably so.
And then you follow me to my page and keep posting shit that doesn't even make any sense. And I was like, you know what, fuck you. Here's some old Woody Overton for you. Block and delete.
Yeah. Well, we did a story not too long ago about a TikToker who was live streaming in Japan, and she was murdered because she apparently borrowed money from somebody, and they wanted their money back. I don't remember the specifics of it, but she was in the middle of a live stream, and this person decided to go up and kill her. And so in Venezuela, on June 20th.
Wait, were you in Japan or Venezuela?
I was reminiscing about another TikTok person that was hurt but we're going to Venezuela.
It's time for worldwide crime.
We're in Venezuela, and on June 22nd, a 25-year-old Venezuelan TikTok influencer, his name is Gabriel Jesus Sarmiento Rodriguez, was shot and killed during his live stream.
On TikTok?
Yes.
They couldn't have got to me.
Right?
Too far off the road.
Right. His TikTok handle was @unleaks, and he had about 80,000 followers.
Really?
He often posted videos accusing local police and officials of corruption and of working with violent gangs like Tren de Aragua and Tren del Llano.
Trinidad.
So he had recently claimed he was threatened and even extorted after spending 15 days in prison earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
So during his final live stream, he could be heard pleading for help, and he was shouting out his address and naming the National Intelligence Service, SEBIN. And his mother was also present, and she was seen banging on doors and screaming as armed men went in.
Yeah, I went to get him.
They stormed in, is the way it's described. So 2 gunmen burst into the home and shot him at least 9 times, and it was all captured on the live stream. And he said, "They shot me." And then the broadcast abruptly ended. And his mother was also shot in the abdomen, but she survived. Authorities confirmed the killing happened overnight between June 22nd and June 23rd.
I bet you they say he had a gun.
And on June 24th, Venezuela's Attorney General announced an investigation to find and prosecute the attackers.
Yep. Yeah.
Officials
it might be to get them off.
believe the murder may have been linked to the powerful, I said, Trinidad. Gang, and which has been called a terrorist organization by U.S. authorities.
They've got a lot of them that were taking over apartment complexes here and doing rapes and robberies and what have you.
Mm-hmm. And Gabriel had a 1-year-old child, but that was reported unharmed.
So if TikTok was a live video, it
was a live stream.
So they actually have him getting murdered on TikTok. So I'm pretty sure if they're going to plant a gun on him, a drop gun, they got fucked on that. Yeah. Right. So maybe they are going to maybe the Attorney General will step up and do something to get some justice.
You look like
there's a worldwide crime. I can't find my glasses.
You look like a 1970s porn star.
Thanks. I appreciate that, Sam. Y'all, you can go check us out on TikTok. All these episodes are now being not TikTok, on YouTube. All these episodes are being put up on YouTube a couple days after we release them, for obvious reasons. We have our sponsors, and the sponsors on YouTube are different than sponsors on the regular podcast. So, all right. Well, since you went around the world, I think, let me see what I can do. Do it again. It's time for worldwide crime. You know, one of my favorite sayings always has been, damn, these glasses are thick. I can't even look at you. It would make me sick. It's good to be king.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And like, that's right, motherfucker. I make the rules in this house because it's good to be king. I'm talking about my kids, not you. And
no,
no, don't lie. But I want to take you over to, and I can't believe you haven't heard this yet because this is the kind of shit you'd be into. Let's go to Norway.
Oh, I haven't heard this.
So, dude in Norway, he's the stepson of Norway's future king. But he's charged with rape. I'm not done. With double-digit alleged victims. serial rapist. All right. So Marius Borg Hobies, this is the stepson of the future king of the country. His charges include 1 count of rape with intercourse. Pretty sure I don't know how you have rape without the intercourse part, but that must be some Norwegian shit. But 2 counts of rape without intercourse, 4 counts of sexually offensive behavior and bodily harm. So he is a stepson of Norway's future king. And like I told you, he's been charged with rape, sexual offense behavior, and bodily harm. And this is according to the Oslo Police Department. They said this on Friday, June the 27th. The charges against... Wait, let me show you this. This dude looks like he belongs in one of your chick shows.
Yeah, he does.
He's a good-looking kid, right? They're like very prim, like a royalty and shit.
We'll show the YouTubers.
So, oh yeah. Hold on. Forget that we have YouTube now. All right. So he's in a black tie and tuxedo, looks all James fucking Bondy, right? Yeah. He looks like
a blondie James Bondy.
Blondie James Bondy. Well, they used to have a blonde James Bondy.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
All right. So anyway, the charges against Marius Borg Hoby, the 28-year-old son of Crown Princess Mette Marie and stepson of Crown Prince Haakon, were announced after the police conducted a months-long investigation following his arrest in the summer of 2024 on charges that included bodily harm. This is according to the New York Times.
Right.
So this is worldwide news, right? Also, police said the evidence in the case was gathered via text messages, interviews, and multiple searches. And this is according to CBS News. Everybody's getting in on this one. Hoby, who was questioned several times in the fall of 2024 and the spring of 2025, has been cooperating with investigators, right? So his lawyer, Peter Sickluck, in an email to the New York Times, said Hoby was taking the accusations very seriously, but doesn't acknowledge any wrongdoing in most of the cases, especially the cases regarding sexual abuse and violence. And he added that he hopes that Hoby will be acquitted if he is indicted, right? So the charges against Hoby include 1 count of rape with intercourse, 2 counts of rape without intercourse, 4 counts of sexually offensive behavior and bodily harm. And in a press conference Friday, the Oslo police attorney Andreas Krasicki said the investigation involved a double-digit number of victims.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I know that means at least 10 or more.
Good job.
Right? All the way up to 99.
That's true.
Right?
Thank goodness it's not triple digits.
Right? I can't count that high. Either way, one's too many.
Right.
And according to the New York Times, Hoby's mother is married the future heir to the throne in 2001.
I wonder how that's going.
I wonder what kind of stroke you got being the king of Norway. Are you just a figurehead like in England? The parliament shit really runs it?
I think so.
You don't have any idea.
You don't either?
I know. That's why I asked.
That's what I'm saying.
But you're saying you think so.
Well, I mean, I would think so.
Well, Hoby, thankfully, is not in the line of succession to the Norwegian throne, and he doesn't have a public role. In 2017, it was announced that he would lead a private life. At the time, his mom said of the decision, Marius has always had a role that has been difficult to define in the public sphere. Mm-hmm. He is and will be an exceptionally important part of our family. Marius became a symbol of the unusual choice we made when we got married. At the same time, he will not carry public duties like his siblings. So this whole family's in it. Like, I guess, the Prince Charles and whoever the fuck they are. I don't know all their names.
King Charles.
Is he King Charles? Oh, that's right, because the Queen's dead. Yeah. I meant the younger ones, the 2 boys, Diane's sons.
Yeah.
And I had mad respect for them because they served in the military, like a regular Joe Blow, fighter pilots and shit. Mm-hmm. So, but if you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, please contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-HOPE or go to RAINN.org. Yeah, we take that serious. And I thank I'm almost decided on which show I'm going to do for the live, and I think it's going to be one of these because it's really near and dear to my heart. But that nobody, just like nobody deserves to be murdered, nobody deserves to be raped.
No.
This motherfucker's a serial rapist,
It
if the
is.
allegations are correct. And do you think that? Let me see. How much does the king of Norway make? That's why I asked.
Here's an answer from World Population.
Holy shit. He's got the king of Norway earns an official annual salary of $33.2 million and is one of the world's best paid monarchs.
Well, he's
I need
not
that
doing
job.
a good job of protection his
I
country.
need that job for one fucking year. And then we quit, right? Anyway, I didn't know that.
Well, we need to dig into my roots a little bit more because I got some Norway in me.
Not for me.
For my mama and my daddy. Nothing's for me. You're crazy.
All right, give us something else.
Guess I'm staying on the influencer track today. We're just going to go to California, though. Fontana, California.
Fontana, California.
Do you know where that is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I'm find out though. Fontana, California.
Here it is on the map.
I have my glasses. I could see. Fontana. I bet you everybody else knows. It's close to Rancho Cucamonga. I've heard of that plenty of times, right? Mm-hmm. It's not far from Los Angeles.
Okay. Well, on June 21st of this year, around 9:30, she was in a parking lot of a sushi restaurant.
Who's she? You didn't say a name.
Right. So, Gloria Zamora, who's 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fitness influencer, a podcast host, a mother of 7, and she has over 150,000 Instagram followers.
Okay.
This man named Hector Garduno, who's 43 years old, was her dinner date, and he was a father of 4. So then we have...
That's 11. They tie the knot.
Right?
Brady Bunch stuff.
We have Gloria's estranged husband, and those are the 3 people that are involved, okay? So Gloria and Hector...
I can tell you what happened when I...
are out to dinner at a sushi restaurant.
Yeah, they're out enjoying themselves, and then old jealous ex comes in, and did he kill them both or just one?
Well, he opened fire, as
nice.
you know.
Nothing clears out a sushi restaurant like a little gunfire.
And
I'm hoping nobody got killed.
An off-duty San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy happened to be driving by and saw the shooting and intervened. But
hopefully by intervention, you mean he put bullets.
He fatally shot Thomas, the shooter.
Wait. I got something for him.
So Gloria and Hector were rushed to the hospital, but they also died.
Ah, fuck.
So all of them are gone.
Hey, when that happens.
So the deputy acted in the line of duty, putting an end to the violence. And so now we have, like you said, they have 11 kids.
11 kids between the 2 that are
just
orphan.
Literally.
Well,
they might have their other, but Thomas, 7 of the kids are orphan.
Some of them are orphan for sure.
So family members have launched a GoFundMe campaign honoring their memory, and Gloria's daughter, Jaslyn, called it an act of unimaginable violence and said her mom was a light in her community. I mean, she had the name of her podcast was called Horizon, HER capitalized. Like she was, trying to, fitness instructor. Yeah, she was trying to do good in this world and no good.
Well, I don't know. Murder is everywhere, right?
Yep.
Just crazy. We'll talk about something a little bit off topic but I have a little bit of knowledge about these things. Let's go to It's Time for Family Matters to Idaho.
Okay.
All right. And Idaho, I know they got some big animals up there. Y'all need to invite me to come hunt. So, but in Idaho, there's a baby. I say a baby because it's 13 years old. Alan Laren Fisher, who's 13, and Rachel LaRae Fisher, who's 15, siblings. They were reported missing on June the 22nd. You know about this?
No.
All right. That's why we're doing this show. The people need to know, right?
Right.
So, Idaho authorities are looking for the two teens who are linked to the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, I'll tell you the stories at the end. So, Alan Loran Fisher, the 13, and like I told you, Rochelle Lorraine Fisher, 15, were reported missing by their mother on Sunday, June the 22nd at 8:48 p.m. after she returned to their Montview, Idaho home from a Bible class.
Okay.
Plot thickens, right? You get home from Bible study, your babies aren't there. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office was called out and they looking into it, and they believe the teens may have returned to the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints community in Trenton, Utah, where they lived before. They said their mother was previously an FLDS member. Jennifer Fulmer, a public information officer with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, told People magazine, they said she was exiled and had to leave the children there. And then when she finally got custody of them, she brought them back to her hometown of Montview. They said, we believe that the children wanted to go back to the FLDS lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But authorities don't believe the children just walked there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They said there's no buses, there's no trains. It's out in the middle of the desert. The mom's belief is that somebody from the FLDS picked up the children. Now, the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a polygamous sect run by Warren Jeffs. He's a way big time convicted pedophile. I've actually looked into his cases. But Warren Jeffs is a self-proclaimed prophet and convicted pedophile. And in 2011, Jeffs was convicted of 2 counts of child sexual abuse and sentenced to life in prison. Now, let me tell you about that. They only tried him on 2, but they had him on a shit ton. And they had all these little girls who were his wives, like 10 years old, 11-year-old. And he picked out a different one and had sex with them, but they became his wives. And he took wives from other people. And I'm not, look, this is not a religious show, and I don't care what you believe in, but that's fucking rape.
Yeah.
Okay. And they take all the money from the people, the money that you make and all this. It's the elders can ban you if you don't follow the lifestyle and all that. And I'll get back to the story I want to tell in a minute. They said what the information we got was about the revelation that the children are supposed to gather to assist in the building of Zion so that they can die and become pure and translated beings, said Fullman, the police officer. We don't have any concept of when, how quickly children should be gathered and brought back into the church so that they can die and become pure beings. I know it's fucking bizarre. The teen's older sister, Elantra D. Fisher, who's 18, was reported missing on January the 1st of 2023. They said she actually took the vehicle and left it somewhere along the route and got another ride somewhere or by somebody and left her mom a note that she was leaving to go back to the FLDS and that she would pay for the gas. So, and they're asking anyone information about the teens, call the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office at 208-745-9210. I'm going to talk about this for a second. This is a story my daddy would tell me, but I knew this when I was in Utah and I lived in Salt Lake City a little bit. But look, most of them, and again, it's not a religious show or whatever by any way, and I'm not trying to do that. I just want to tell you about how outside the norm it is. So, the Mormons moved to Salt Lake City and they had their prophet, whatever. That's great. When he was talking straight to Jesus, whatever, all good. But then the government cracked down on them because of the polygamy stuff. And then they said that they make it where it's not legal or what have you. But these different fundamentalist sects broke off and they have of their own communities, like in the desert and shit and Utah, and they have their own security forces and all that. But I think my mom and dad were in, I want to say it was Idaho or somewhere, and they were looking for this cabin they had rented. and they took a wrong turn, and they had these Tahoes come up on them. Yeah, that's right. And then they ended up pulling up to one of these compounds, which is one of these cities. And then they were like, the people were like, cold stare, and no, you need to leave now.
Yeah.
And, they had the walls and whatever. Well, Daddy said he talked to a neighbor, like they say he was going trout fishing or something, I don't remember. And he said, he was strange. And they said that's one of the breakoffs. And then, like, the one that, what's his name? Just the fucking pedophile had. He hid out for years. They hid him all over the country in these different sects that they had, and then these different communities that sprung up. And look, if you believe that much in it, if you believe that you have to go do this to whatever going to happen, that's on you.
Right.
But don't be raping babies.
No.
And
no world should that be okay.
Yeah. No.
Whatever you choose to believe.
I mean, I do not believe Jesus Christ is standing there saying, get that little 9-year-old in your bed.
Yeah.
Have him, rape her.
Yeah.
And make her your wife.
Right.
Or take this man's wife and tell him he can't have sex with her anymore. You're marrying her.
Right.
Yeah. So whatever. Anyway, it's just those, it takes all kinds to make the world go round. Not throwing shade on I've studied the different religions stuff. I've been inside their main church, but they wouldn't let you know. So the Mormon Tabernacle Choir is a huge thing, and it's beautiful. I have been inside, but not inside the chapel. I've been inside the church part, but if you're not a member, you can't get into whatever, some about clouds or some shit. But they have the columns where they look like they're made out of marble, but they're made out of fucking wood. And that's how much craftsmanship and stuff these people had. And that gold thing on top of the church is solid fucking gold. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm thinking about getting a helicopter and flying over and hooking a chain to it and yanking it off, but it'd probably sink the helicopter.
You probably would.
But anyway, that's it. Not throwing shade on the Mormons. Got a lot of good Mormon friends and all that. But, 13 and 15-year-old, you can't make that decision for yourself.
No, you can't.
And she had custody for a reason.
Yeah.
So, there you go. All right, your turn. Didn't mean to preach, y'all.
Didn't your mom go up there though to also when she was doing the
Mormons have the best genealogical records in the world.
Right.
And yes, my mama went to Salt Lake and went to their library. Their library is right across the street from where the church is, and you give them tours of the church.
Yeah.
Right. And which I did. But that library is huge. It's like, I don't know, 5 stories or something like that. And she went there and looked up past stuff on genealogy. Yeah. And you would say, well, why would Mormons care about people in South Louisiana, what their genealogy is? Well, I don't know why, but they do have the best records in the world. And look, a lot of great people. Love them. Yeah. And you believe what you believe, but Woody Overton don't believe babies need to be raped.
No.
So.
Not in any religion. So we're going to Kellogg, Minnesota.
Kellogg's
cereal,
like Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, like Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes, yeah. And the rooster on the box, the yellow and red box cornflakes.
Special K.
Special K is red and white. Cornflakes is the yellow with the rooster.
Oh, okay.
I know. I used to eat cereal when I was a kid.
Serial killer.
Yeah, I'm a lot of things, but that's not one.
Cereal, when you eat, that's what they call people that eat cereal.
I get it.
Okay. Ha ha. Funny. Okay, so we have a victim, and her name is Melissa Hunt. And she was at a boat launch, and she was attacked at this boat launch.
By whom? What happened?
I'm trying to get, when she was attacked at the boat launch, was
she attacked by an alien, a bear, a human being, a man, a woman, a dog, a fish? Don't boom this out. Leave it in. It's funny.
She was there's a suspect. The attack happened, and they don't know for sure who did it. There's a suspect.
Okay, so we're at Kellogg's boat launch. Woman gets attacked. Obviously, there's a suspect. Somebody attacked her, but they don't know who did it.
Correct.
Excellent.
Okay, so she goes home. She gets attacked. She goes home, and that's where she collapses. And she had several facial injuries. She had broken teeth and a broken jaw. So, this all happened around 5 p.m. She gets attacked. She goes home.
I heard everything you said.
She's attacked. Okay.
I heard everything you said. So I'm thinking in my head, you get attacked so much that you have broken teeth. Later on, I guess they're going to come back with cameras or something. She didn't report it right away because no cop, I've been on a million scenes where people have been attacked, and no cop is going to let you go home with broken teeth and facial contusions and shit like that.
Didn't report it there. When she gets home, she reports it. She tells investigators that her ex-boyfriend, Craig Allen Hameister, is the one that attacked her.
Mm-hmm.
She's taken to the hospital, and at the hospital, she dies.
Oh, there you have it. That's why you don't let them not go to the hospital.
Well, the problem is that investigators combed the rain-soaked launch. You're trying to look for evidence or whatever, but they found no immediate signs of a crime scene on the launch. I mean, it's raining, just like in Barbara Blunt, all of the evidence is washed away.
Right.
So they can't find anything.
Either the evidence is washed away or it didn't happen there.
At the boat launch, when she drives home, Hameister left the scene in his truck and reportedly told somebody that something bad happened, but he goes to say that something bad happened to Melissa. Hameister evaded the police for several hours, and he hid in Chester Woods. He hid. He hid. If I corrected you for all of the mistakes you made,
well, I corrected you. All I said was hide it. I repeated.
You said the Later Day Saints.
I said. All I did was repeat it to the word. You feel free to repeat any word that I say.
Okay.
I just never heard you say hide it, and I've been with you for a long time. I'm pretty sure it's not a word.
It's not a word. He hid in Chester Woods by climbing a tree.
Right.
And there was apparently a tense standoff because authorities found him, and they recovered a 9mm handgun near the base of the tree. He was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, and his bail is set at $2 million, and he has not entered a plea.
You have any idea who the second person he murdered was?
No.
I don't know how much a tense standoff would be if you bad guys climbed up a tree and he drops his weapon. Although there is the 1+1 rule. If you find one weapon on them, they may have hid another one. Sorry about that lady being a victim, y'all. And that's the way it is. It's true crime time 4. We're not hiding any of the facts.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just teasing.
I'm going to go forward with you. I would never do that to you.
Why? I mean, maybe.
You're in the middle of a story.
Did you know you said hide it?
Yes.
If I say hide it, I want you to correct me. Okay?
What about if you say later
I say anything wrong, correct me. Feel free. All right, let's go. We were on that story for 15 minutes, and we're only going to get 6 out of it. All right. Well, you've been doing a lot of TikToking and Instagramming, and what all did you do today? TikTok. Dude got shot on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one was a podcaster and Instagrammer or whatever. She got murdered by her significant or ex-significant other. Well, I will tell you what. It's time for Family Matters. We're going out to the great state of Florida, or down to the great state of Florida. Dude's driving down the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this story involves another type of social media, Snapchat.
Okay.
He is using Snapchat.
Okay.
All right. That's kind of like, don't use your phone, it's illegal, and I get that, but also to get the people to do it. But this guy, you would think, okay, well, you're driving down the road doing a Snapchat, probably not the safest thing in the world, right? Well, then add into the fact that you have your baby in the back seat, okay? But add to that fact that you're tailgating other drivers and speeding on the highway.
Yeah.
Right? So on Sunday, June the 22nd, the Florida Highway Patrol pulled over a 29-year-old man around the Harborview Road exit of I-75 in Charlotte County after discovering he was traveling at 115 miles per hour.
That's horrible. He has a kid in the car.
115 miles an hour. And this is according to a report shared by NBC and WBBH and an ABC affiliate. So Charles Wheeler II of Arcadia was booked into the Charlotte County Jail on Sunday on the charges of reckless driving and child neglect. His bond was only $3,500. And the Florida Highway Patrol didn't immediately respond or whatever. But basically, this guy, he admitted. They get him out of the question, like, what the hell are you doing? Look, I knew if I clocked somebody, and I never wrote speeding tickets hardly ever, but if I clocked somebody at 115 miles an hour, they were either the cop or it was going to be a shit show, right? And if you're not a cop, you knew it was going to be a shit show. But you get them out, you're going to jail. When you sign a ticket, that's releasing you on your own recognizance, showing that you're being arrested. It's saying that you're going to show up in court. You're going over 100 miles an hour, you're going to fucking jail in most places, right? So he's going 115. They get him out, advise him of his rights. This motherfucker admitted he was on Snapchat. He was making a Snapchat video. And they're like, bruh, you're zooming in and out of traffic. He didn't see him for a while when they were coming up behind him. And he's zooming in and out of traffic, almost causing crashes. And he admits that he's Snapchatting. And then on top of that, you got your kid strapped in the back seat.
Maybe he thinks if he admits it, he's going to get a lesser charge because at least they're going to find out anyway. I don't know.
I don't know either. But certainly he didn't do himself any harm by, I probably wouldn't have said, I always try to cut people a break when they were honest about, speeding or whatever and what have you. But if you got your kid in the car, your ass is going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. So that's that. Or why do you want me to end it on a little lighter note?
Sure.
Well, okay, let's just do it's time for beast mode. Twofer. It's time for worldwide crime. All right, y'all, going out to Australia. Did you see Nicole Boyd? Or did she message you? She messaged me and her husband were in Thailand on another, what do they call them? They don't call them vacations. They call it holiday. And anyway, and they wanted to know if we're going to Crime Con and whatever, which we're not. But anyway, they're going down under and, they have a mom and a child. And I have this video. I wonder if I could just play the audio for the video. The mom and the child had a close call with what?
A kangaroo.
Nope.
Alligator. Crocodile.
Nope. A dangerous bird.
Okay.
I know, right?
An emu?
And their narrow escape was caught on security cameras. So in nearly a month after the close encounter in Australia, the Queensland Department of the Environment, Tourism, Science, and Innovation released the footage as a warning, all right, about the feathery fiend behind it. And it's called the cassowary. Cassowary. Or, and I'm about to shock you, but you know this, it's referred to as the world's most dangerous bird.
Okay.
I never heard that.
I neither.
I wonder what it tastes like. But it's referred to as the world's most dangerous bird according to the Worldwide Fund for Nature, or the WWF. Sounds like wrestling. So the cassowary should not be fed or approached, the Queensland government agency warned in the June 18th news release. Now, in the surveillance footage, the mom and her child walked up to a door in Mission Beach on May the 9th. The kid picks up his pace to run after, spotting two cassowaries behind them. So they evidently in Australia, they know it's the world's most dangerous bird. And they see it and the kid starts to haul ass. The mother, who's walking ahead of her child, sees the birds and holds the door open for the kid and he runs inside. Well, the birds were literally chasing them.
Oh, that's scary.
They were trying, I mean, like, get a fucking gun. I know Australia's got gun rules. The motherfuckers chasing me, they're going down, right? They try to get them, y'all. They really tried to get them. And the mom made it just in the nick of time. She got in and shut the door and they ran to the door. And the birds slowed down after realizing the human duo had made it inside. But they still approached the closed door.
Oh, that's scary.
Right? It's all on footage. It's like a fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
They said the birds, one tall and one much smaller, were habituated male cassowary and his chick. And this is according to the Queensland
Bonnie and
Department.
Clyde.
Right? According to the Queensland Department. And they added they were approaching a home in the hopes of being fed. This hope is generated by human interference, which is why authorities are urging people to avoid unlawfully feeding wildlife, particularly cassowaries.
I guess so. What do you
Isn't
feed
that
them
crazy
if they're
shit?
ready to eat a human?
Well, good question. Commonly found in the wet tropics of Queensland, cassowaries can be fearsome to encounter. According to the press release from Queensland authorities, the flightless birds can't even fucking fly, can inflict serious injuries to people and pets by kicking out with their large clawed feet, which led to the WWF to draw comparisons to an iconic horror villain.
So it's running to chase them, so it can obviously run fast because it can't fly.
Check this out. For it being an 80s baby, you're going to get this. This is what WWF says. They're most active at twilight, have a claw that rivals Freddy Krueger's. I know he used to scare the shit out of me. And are one of the few bird species that have killed humans.
I can't. Now you got that
The
song.
WWF said of the birds, which can reach 4 to 5.6 feet tall. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
What does it look like?
I'll show you in a second. Feeding the birds often alters their behavior and makes them more daring around humans, which has led to multiple cassowary, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, run-ins like the filmed incident of the mother with her child. They said this incident is one of several cassowary interactions in the area which are linked to unlawful feeding. And thankfully, the mother and child were able to get inside to safety, but it's an important reminder not to interfere with wildlife. But check this out. Just back in Naples, another cassowary incident saw one of the birds approach a Queensland man in his 70s and kick him in the leg. The man was treated for a cut to his leg and was lucky his injuries weren't worse. Incidents like these are stark examples. They're giving public service announcements now because they don't want people to get Freddy Krueger by a bird that can't fly. Incidents like these are stark examples, he said, of the dangers of feeding birds. And they go on and on and on and on. And we're just going to end it there. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I never heard of a cassowary. I guess if I lived in Australia, I would. I mean, I know about, here, the most dangerous thing we have is wild hogs. And up in Wisconsin, it's wolves. I mean, we got coyotes here, but they don't really fuck with people. They're scared. Well, now we're getting bears here. But not really an issue yet.
Yet.
It will be. I mean, Louisiana started a hunting season for bears in one of the parishes on a lottery system because they're getting out of control.
So what do bears eat?
Well, as soon as they find our trash, they're going to be eating the trash just like a raccoon.
Exactly.
They'll eat anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that'll come down the line. But the cassowary, or I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, cassowary, Freddy Krueger bird, can't fly. Don't you think you'd feel incompetent as a bird if you couldn't fly?
Not if I didn't know I couldn't. It was supposed to fly.
But you're looking at other birds and seeing them fly.
But the other birds probably aren't the size of a cassowary.
Oh, that's true. They may make up for in size what they
Yeah.
like for in
They
flight.
might be like, bitch, I don't have to fly.
I'm
I'm
5'6".
so fly. I don't have to fly.
Right. All right, y'all. That's it. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. Hashtag Justice for Miss Barbara Blunt. And hashtag Justice for Haley is coming. And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cindy Overton.
And I'll be paying for the hide comments.
Oh no, y'all just let him hear. Y'all just wait till he hears.
I don't care. The one thing is, it's not going to bother me. I don't care. I'm going to say it the way I'm going to say it regardless.
Mhm.
You know that.
No, I know.
So, all right. I got nothing else for y'all. Love you. I'll holler at you later. Peace.